What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you today with more Danmachi. And make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up button on every video you're enjoying, because in the coming few months we are doing a few changes to the channel. It's going to let me know what kind of content you guys are enjoying seeing here on the channel. But let's jump into it here real quick. Enough of my little rant and spiel. We're going to be talking today, as the title probably dead gave away, S clearing the EX level of Heroic Trial. Now, I've only A cleared mine, but that's because that S clear is pretty much, I suspect, under my belt with this team. Now, this team's very, very familiar. This team is a team you've seen me use a lot, but that's because we're pretty much up against a standard AoE team. There's nothing really crazy about this except that they do taunt and stun. So what I've done is, obviously I have the Misha on there that does reduce the stun effect. She's 100% stun resist, and she's a 3-star, so she's easy to come by. So if you don't have her, make sure you get her. Once she's MLB, she's 100% stun resist for the whole team. It's going to be really nice. Now, Argonaut and Krazo and Haruhime, all those units you know. Obviously, we have the assist on Argonaut that increases his damage. We have the assist on Krazo that increases literally everything about him. And we have Haruhime for our counter heals. Now, that means Haruhime not getting stunned is going to be really important. Really important to our success rate. Also, we need her to survive. So we need a unit on her that's going to give her basically some really good stats. Misha, unfortunately, is not that unit. So we are kind of gambling right now with that. Now, you'll notice that I have the light Tione on here. These units are susceptible to light predominantly, a little bit fire, and mostly physical. I believe magic resist does drop, but I think that's only when we debuff them. Now, Line and Galamus. You know these two units. Line is going to increase our SA gauge 33% whenever those three hit. Galamus is going to come in, and he's going to decrease the SA gauge, or I'm sorry, decrease the amount of damage that our units are taking. Pretty straightforward stuff. Now, preferably, I would love to use the other Haruhime, the newer one, because she removes the buffs, but their buffs are only like 10% each. So long as we're hitting mostly with AoEs and using Haruhime for her basically replication of the buffs and debuffs, I think we're going to be in a good place. So let's go ahead and jump in here and see if this team is actually capable of pulling this off. Okay? So first things first, we're going to stick our neck out on the line. We're going to go ahead and do our big debuff, increase SA gauge, and we're going to increase her SA gauge to the 100%. All right? Now, I am aware that actually having that assist that does do the SA gauge isn't as... Well, the assist is going to help, but having the 33% doesn't affect her as much, so I could put her off a couple of turns. I just find that I get the most success by getting her 100% out there early. Okay? That does mean that Argonaut is not going to have an SA gauge increase. It sucks, but I think this still increases it a little bit. On turn 3, we will actually have pretty much SA for Haruhime. That's like the best possible scenario. Okay? We're going to do Earthshaker, and I'm going to keep doing the AoE on Argonaut and Krazo. That goes a little bit against what we usually know, but that's what we're after. And I think, unless I'm mistaken, I think Philvis is the one who actually does the stunning. So, yeah. See, their strength, magic, and agility are all up 10%, but 10% isn't a deal breaker. So for me, I think I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm mostly going to worry about keeping the debuffs on them and keeping that fire resistance down. And, obviously, increasing her SA gauge. So make sure everything's good to go there. Obviously, like I said, we're using Haruhime. Oops, sorry about that. Should be back in a second. Obviously, we're looking at keeping Haruhime to keep the all those buffs and debuffs in play. Okay, so it's going to be turn 4 before we get it. Alright, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's not, once again, it's not a deal breaker. Okay? So we're going to buff with him. I'm going to debuff, or I'm going to go ahead and do the buff replication with her. And Tione does not have the taunt resist anklet. Everybody else has the taunt resist anklet. I think I failed to mention that before. But Tione doesn't. But that's because her main attack here is a single attack. So if she gets taunted, we're not really worried about it. Everything she's done is just to get her SA increase out there, and Haruhime is going to keep that basically where we need it. So, once again, so long as Haruhime doesn't get stunned, we're in a very healthy place. All right. That's good news right there. Now I'm going to do Harahime's SA. Everything else is pretty much going to be what it is, but I am going to, once again, like I said, do the AoEs for Argonaut and Krazo. It's just, they're going to get more damage that way as a total whole. Yes, they hit harder when they're single target attacks, but you will do more damage across the board when they're doing their AoEs. So, Lego. Now, it's going to become vitally important that we keep Haruhime doing her, basically, her big buff and debuff replication, for lack of a better way to put it. That does mean at this point we're pretty much going to go back and forth between her doing that and buffing herself. That does mean Argonaut and Krazo might have to go in and do their own little things a little bit, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. All right, so buff replication. Those two are going to keep doing their AoEs. I'm going to keep Phyllis targeted because once I do their single targets, I need them to hit her more than anybody else. Because you notice that Otaro being in the front, he's getting the brunt of most of the counters. Okay, now for her, we're going to have her do Sheikah, and I'm going to have them do this. Because the big thing is I need to keep those, well, we're on 4 turns for all of that, so it's really not that big of a deal. But the strength and magic, I need to keep that pretty much on all of our units at all times. So here we go. Pardon me, once again. Hopefully I'm not actually getting sick. Oh, Argonaut almost died there. Oh, man. Yeah, that sucks. Argonaut can get stunned. It is not preferable, but it is 100% a thing. It is just nature of the hazard of putting him out there. Now, I'm going to go back to doing AoEs. I'm going to do all that. I'm going to keep all that in play. Pretty straightforward stuff. And on this turn, turn 8, we're actually going to get their SA. And that's awesome, because we want that. And their SA is going to wipe out most everybody. Anybody that's left on the board will easily be taken out by on turn 9. So this should do the trick. Strength and magic are still up there on both of them. Yep. That's what we want. And Lego. All right. So Krazo is going to go ahead and do his thing. Big hit. Good stuff. Looks like we might kill it on turn 8. If not, like I said, turn 9 will definitely end this. And remember, that's even with Argonaut getting stunned that one turn. So this is all good. Okay, yeah, here we go. So we're done on turn 8. Like I said, this is one of the easier heroic trials I think we've had in a while. So the key is, like I said, spamming super attacks pretty much. That's it. There's really no magic nor mystery to it. She's done. Good day. I don't tell y'all. It's pretty straightforward. There's my ass clear, and we're good to go. So there you go, guys. Build a team that spams SAs. You will be just fine. It's pretty straightforward. Go get your Iris. Go get your rewards. That when the first time you clear it, you get 2 hero lights. Hero lights are going to be really important. Guys, and make sure you're holding on to your hero lights, because the hero lights are going to become vitally important when we get that collab. Trust me, you are absolutely going to want every single one of those you can get your hands on. I've been holding on to most of mine. Only sometimes spending them, basically for the last 2 or 3 months. So, I don't know how many I have. I'd have to go look. Inventory, what are they, consumables or special items? Got a lot of stuff in here. There we are, hero lights. So I've got 70 of those bad boys. Ignore the number of face stones I have. That's embarrassing. So I've got 70 of them. So make sure you're just holding on to those guys, because you do not want those to expire. Other than that, guys, that's 100% the video. good luck. Let me know if this helped you guys S-clear it. Let me know if this helped you guys in any way. And remember, hit that little thumbs up to let me know that this is the kind of content you guys want to see. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.